thanks for stopping by my channel today. What I have for you is actually by your request. The recent video that I posted about some really fabulous highlighters for mature or problem skin. Many of you commented on the eye look that I was wearing in that video and requested a tutorial, so thank you for that feedback. And so it is really my pleasure to do it here for you. What I also realized is that this is pretty much the eye look that I wear every day. Now it might seem like a number of steps, but one, I've got pretty big eyes, so I like to focus on them. But two, I feel like eye makeup is the most durable makeup that you can do all day. I mean, we can really go gorgeous with like a really bold lip, for example, but I am constantly then worried and anxious all day. Is it wearing away? Has it swabbed or swiped someplace else on my face? Is it on my teeth? And so I am just, for the rest of the day, the most comfortable wearing like just a gloss or a really easy lipstick, but kind of accentuating my eyes and going with my eye makeup. Because really at the end of the day, when you're talking to people, they're looking at your eyes and not your lips. And so this is the go-to eye look that I pretty much, like I said, do every day. I do vary the shades, but it follows a very distinct formula. I've always got a transition shade. I've always got a darker outer corner shade. I've always got a shimmer-based lid shade. I use a brow bone highlight, and then I will go in with a mid-toned crease shade that I use to kind of blend all of the shadows together. And like I said, you can use a variety of different color coordinated combinations. You don't necessarily have to follow the particular shades I use in today's video, but you can use the type of shades that I use and where they apply them as your guide. And so thank you again for the feedback. I'm excited to show you my go-to everyday eye look, and let's get started. So I have already done all of the rest of the makeup on my face. I've left my eyes for last. I will list in the description box below all of the products that I've already applied to get you guys caught up. One of the things I will call out is that I have primed my eyes already using by NARS, the Soft Matte Complete Concealer. I love the double duty action that it gives me both under my eyes and on my eyelids. And so we are ready to go. I primarily use on a daily basis some shadows, mostly by Bobbi Brown, that are a little bit pricey. So I will offer you some alternative, less expensive options as we go along. And this look is really easy to duplicate because it just kind of follows a very basic formula. So let's get started. I am going to go in with my crease shade or my transition shade. It is by Bobbi Brown. It is called Toast, and it's just kind of a very warm brown. A good dupe for it is by NYX, their single shadow. It's called Blame It on Midnight, and it looks virtually exactly the same. I think the one by Bobbi Brown is a hair softer, but really they are so very close. So I go in with a very fluffy brush. I'm using by Morphe the M505, and I'm just gonna take Toast and apply it to my crease just to kind of, it's a crease shade, it's a transition shade, whatever you wanna call it. It's the one that's gonna go in between. It's the middle of the sandwich, I guess. Next, I'm gonna take a slightly more concentrated brush. This one is by Sigma. It is the E45. It has a little bit of a pointed tip. I am going to go with another Bobbi Brown shadow. This is called Black Plum. Some really good alternatives are ones that I happen to carry in my Z palette already and anyway, despite that. Anastasia has a gorgeous dark purple sort of shadow called Aubergine. If you choose to go brown based instead, something I frequently do, and instead of just doing kind of like a purpley based one, Anastasia also has Fudge. And so honestly, Makeup Geek and MAC also have a number of very similar shadows. I go for a dark plum or just kind of a very rich brown on the outer corner. So I'm going to take that kind of slightly concentrated brush, and I'm going to focus on the outer corner, but I really am not going up into the crease at all. It just wants to be a nice, a really subtle, not over the top. I'm not really going for a smoky eye, but I do want to add some dimension to the outer corner of my eye. So now I'm just going to blend that out. I'm using the Sephora. It's actually a crease brush, but I really just want to, it's a little bit smaller and concentrated because it is a crease brush. So I just want to blend out and soften the lines only of the dark shadow that I applied. And if you use too big a brush, it might wind up putting the dark shadow kind of all over. I just want to blend it where it is, but make it stay in place as well. So now I'm going in with my lid shade. The one that I was wearing in the video where I was talking about highlighters for mature skin also happened to be one by Bobbi Brown. And this is called, I forget the name of it. I think it's called I'll link the name below, but it's like a pink champagne or something. You can basically use any light shimmer shadow to duplicate that look. Just some of my other favorites by Makeup Geek. She has one called I'm Peachless. By MAC, one of my favorites is called All That Glitters, which is very, very similar. A little bit more of a pink base. Anastasia also has another really pretty shadow. It's called Gem, which is kind of a peachy one. Anastasia also has another one called Gleam, which is a very neutral champagne-based shadow. So I live and love all of them, which is why I was able to come up with them so easily off the top of my head. I own all of them, and I will tell you they are all slightly different from each other, but any one of them will do the job. And so I am going to take my MAC... What is this? I think this is the 242. I've had it for so long, I've rubbed the number off. It is, yes, a 242. I'm also going to take by MAC my Fix Plus, and I'm going to spray my brush to dampen it just a little bit to kind of intensify the shimmeriness of the shade. Today I will be going in with the one by Bobbi Brown just because that's what I was using the other day, and it happens to be what I'm loving right now. And I'm just going to use this kind of small, concentrated... tiny little brush and apply it to the inner corner, to the 2/3 of my lid. I'm going to just kind of go up to the darker outer corner color. And you can overlap them a little bit because that will help you with your blend. So now I'm going to go in with the shadow, the fourth shadow that I call the mediator. In this case right now I'm going to be using by Anastasia. This is Fawn. It is just a neutral brown. You could use by MAC Soft Brown, which is a little bit pinkier base, but there's a ton of just neutral toned, mid-toned brown shadows. The reason I call it the mediator is because I am now going to marry up the three colors that we've just used. I've got a crease shade, an outer corner, and a lid shade. I'm going to take a MAC 217 brush, and I'm going to take Fawn, and I'm going to start from the outer corner and go all the way in. I want the lines of the three shadows to just kind of melt together. It will also wind up intensifying my crease shade a little bit because Toast, or even if you use the one by NYX, is light enough. And this one by Anastasia, being a mid-tone brown, just kind of deepens the crease a little bit. And that's why I'm using a smaller brush also when I go in with Fawn. I'm going to take another MAC 242 because I think it really is one of my favorite brushes ever. And I'm going to go in with another MAC shade. This is called Orb. And there it went. So anyway, that was Orb that decided it was going to go for a ride. It's a peachy-based neutral pale color. Some of them are white-based, some of them are beige-based. I just like the tone of Orb because it, like I said, it's got a little bit of pinkiness to it, so it kind of blends with the undertone of my skin a little better. I'm just going in with it right up underneath my brow to give it a little bit of highlight. So now I'm going to line my lower lashes with that same Bobbi Brown Black Plum shade. That was the dark outer corner color. I'm going to take my e.l.f. $1 concealer brush, and I'm going to just apply the shadow as a liner on the lower lash line. I am going to now just kind of enhance my upper lash line. I'm going to take by Physicians Formula the Eye Booster 2-in-1 Lash Boosting Serum Eyeliner. It's a liquid eyeliner brush. It is the more affordable option for the Kat Von D tattoo liner or the Stila All Day Black eyeliner that a lot of people like. I can't do eyeliner and talk at the same time. So I'm just using this to kind of enhance the outer portion of my lash line where my lashes get a little bit thinned out. And since I'm not a fan per se, especially every day of applying false lashes, I just find that this just kind of fills in whatever gaps there are and my lashes still wind up looking really nicely. So now my eyes are shadowed and lined, and so I'm just going to take a minute and go do my mascara. What I'm using right now on the lower lash line is the MAC Giga Black Extended Play Lash Mascara. Some version of those words in any particular order is what I'm using on the lower lash line. On the upper lash line, I'm using by IT Cosmetics the Superhero Mascara, and I'm using the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara. Just some of my new, very exciting favorite mascaras. I will be right back. So that completes this eye look that you guys so kindly requested, which also happens to be my go-to eye look that I default to pretty much every day. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. And I invite you to be one of my subscribers if you aren't already. Thanks again for supporting my channel and for all of your feedback. I hope you have a fabulous rest of the day, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks.